Well, we got such a good response to the last video we made, so we're going to go ahead and make another one. We've been diving back into MAGA TikTok, the most cringiest place on earth, or like we like to call it, MAGA-Tok.
Well, Twitter is probably more cringier because you actually get hepatitis when you go there, but MAGA-Tok
right?
is still pretty despicable.
Yeah, after you get on Twitter for a while, you feel like you need to boil yourself just to get all the nastiness on. So anyway, Mike has not seen any of these videos, so I scoured right-wing TikTok to find some of the cringiest content possible, and I came across some are cringy, some are dumb, and one woman just total lack of self-awareness. So we'll
my
get into
favorite.
that here.
I
Yeah, we'll
love
get
those.
into that. First up, and I would like to point out that if you think MAGA men are horrible people, you are gonna no. MAGA women, white MAGA women are possibly the worst, most reprehensible people. I'm convinced anyway.
To be
In
fair,
the
though,
United States.
to be fair, for years they've been clutching their pearls, so afraid that every person is going to steal them, and their tears, they've just cut grooves in their cheeks because they're just white woman tears. MAGA women are fascinating because they are the most vocal group that stands against women's rights and children's rights of any group in America.
I'm telling you, it's honestly mind blowing. But yeah, here. So first video. Again, Mike has not seen these. First video. This is just horrible. Like, how do you make videos like this and then go about your day like you're a good person? And I'm proud this person's probably a Christian.
Can someone tell me what MAGA men find attractive so that I can wear the complete opposite? Thanks.
As the unofficial, official spokeswoman for the MAGA men, I think you're good. Keep doing what you're doing. I think you've covered all the bases. I think it's safe to say that you can mark yourself safe from MAGA men.
All right, look, I'm not a fashion person. Just my opinion. I did not see any noticeable difference in what either of those women were wearing.
Right.
Except that the MAGA woman, hers was star-spangled.
Right. But this is typical MAGA. And they have nothing of substance to say, so they attack physical characteristics. That's usually what happens to me.
Oh, was that just like an attack on the... See, that's how dumb I am. She was attacking the woman's looks?
Yeah.
Yes, because the Trump people are known for their excessive beauty.
Right. And just, you know, if you're not attracting MAGA men, I'd say that's a win.
Like, that's like all the stuff where people are like, man, I got what is it? I don't sleep with vaccinated women, and then women are like, yay, the vaccines worked.
I know, right? Oh yeah, that's one I get all the time. You sound vaccinated. Like,
good. I'm glad.
What the fuck does that even mean? How do you sound anyway?
Whatever.
Okay, so we're moving on. That was from the account Sarcastically Linds, Linds. If you'd like to check her out, leave her a comment. I'm sure she would appreciate it. The next video we have is from an account called Never Woke. So I'm sure it's gonna be a banger. And this is him explaining, I think this is what his idea of what we should do to prevent gun violence at school.
The way to deal with all the crazy people trying to attack schools is arm the principal, arm the vice principal, arm any qualified employee, and get a whole bunch of retired veterans out here to rotate and get paid part-time or full-time. It doesn't really matter, to use their expertise and their experience to keep kids safe. The last thing you need to do is have some sort of reform where the Second Amendment is in jeopardy. Our forefathers, like, literally laid their lives down for us to have the First and Second Amendment. And all these other rights and all these other opportunities that you think is going to come with America, if we just get rid of the Second Amendment, it's going to be gone. We're going to look more like China, more like North Korea, more like any other communist country if the Second Amendment is gone. And America's the GOAT for the First and Second Amendment. 100%. And the last thing I'm going to do is sit around and watch a whole bunch of Democrats come up with a new progressive idea where we need to progress to the next stage and solve this next problem by getting rid of the Second Amendment.
Question.
Please.
Does he know there's more than 2 amendments? Or are the first 2 the only ones he cares about?
That's all MAGA cares about. They don't ever mention the Third Amendment or the Fourth Amendment. It's always the first 2.
I have another question.
Yes, please.
So he refers to qualified people because at first he realized he was just saying to arm everyone. Then he decided to add the modifier of only qualified people. Then he decided that, pause, no disrespect to veterans, you don't put people who may or may not have PTSD in an environment where there may be an active shooter. And as an addendum to that, just because they were in the military doesn't mean they know how to be security guards in a fucking elementary school.
I know, right? It's like, yeah, let's put special ops, retired special ops.
Yeah, I want a Green Beret hanging out in the gym.
God forbid we do anything about the guns. It's always more guns. That's always their answer. There's more guns. We need good guys.
He could have made that video very short. If you don't want to talk about the guns, he could have made the video very short. He could have said, if you want to stop all the crazy people from shooting up schools, let's make a massive push to address mental health and make sure no one has any issues that might cause them to shoot up schools. But he didn't. He said, let's put veterans in schools and arm some of the people.
Yeah, so the genius idea. I mean, how did I come up with all this stuff?
That was the second video. God damn.
I know it gets worse. It gets so much worse. But to do a palate cleanser, this video just made me laugh because these 2 guys are making fun of Elon Musk when he's like, I'm Gothic MAGA. So yeah, I don't know why these 2 guys just having fun making fun of Elon Musk. That just cracked me up.
I'm not just MAGA. I'm dark Gothic MAGA.
See, I'm not just MAGA. I'm literally dark MAGA. Dark Gothic MAGA. I'm not just MAGA. I'm literally dark Gothic MAGA.
So, I have no doubt in my mind that very, very soon before he went on stage and said that, he was standing in a room in front of a mirror and practicing it. There's no doubt.
MAGA.
I'm dark MAGA. I'm dark Gothic MAGA. I'm the darkest of MAGAs. Okay.
I'm Darth MAGA. No, wait. No,
I just want people to realize that dark Gothic MAGA man is going to be deciding if you get Social Security. Just throwing that out there. Just dark MAGA-ing out there. Dark MAGA. Dark MAGA. Okay.
Okay. All right. So that obviously was not MAGA, but it was making fun of MAGA. So,
no, we got it.
It's kind of what we do. It's kind of what we do. Okay. So, all right. Next video we have is from the conservative ant. He apparently, like when I first saw this video, I'm like, oh, it's just another white guy talking about Trump. And then he says the word fabulous. I'm like, oh, okay. This is one of the groups that we've been talking about. This is gays for Trump.
Oh,
okay. And at some point, some of these people, like Latinos for Trump, blacks for Trump, gays for Trump, at some point they're going to have to realize that they're the target.
Technically, I forget who it is, but one of the people that Trump nominated for some position, I do not remember, is gay. So technically, if you're gay for Trump, you got one. If you're blacks for Trump, you got none. So
none.
I guess for Trump. I guess good for the gays. I get yay MAGA, gay for MAGA.
All right. So yeah, if you want to be happy about Trump, but here's him talking about the recent press conference that Donald Trump did. He's so impressed by it.
So I just got through the Trump press conference. And I got to get on here and hello, everyone. Got to get on here and say, man is not president yet. Over an hour press conference, off the cusp, just like that. Just let me do an hour and something minute press conference. It was like an hour and 10, hour and 15 minute press conference. Getting asked multiple questions, talked about social media influence and the TikTok ban, talked about the drones, talked about Japan giving billions of dollars to the United States because of Trump to put more jobs in the United States for Americans, and talked about so much more. It was the most fabulous lunch I just had ever.
So, giving a press conference, you're supposed to answer questions. So that just take that away. Just
so
hold
impressed.
on a minute.
He's so impressed that he talked for an hour. Wow.
The drones, you got to mention that conspiracy.
Right.
And he talked off the cuff, which is their code now, because the guy rambles like a Teddy Ruxpin with no batteries. And if you are too young to know what a Teddy Ruxpin is, don't look it up. It'll scare the shit out of you. But just more marginalized groups that Donald Trump, it's not even that the Trump administration and the Republicans don't help these groups. They actively do what they can to not just suppress, but to destroy these groups.
Right.
And somehow, they continue to just lick his boots. I don't get it.
I don't either. I will never understand the amount of support that Donald Trump gets from these groups.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you really are voting against your own best interest on this one. So that's it. Yeah. So this is again just some of the weirdness on TikTok, and I have more. So let's go with actually this is not a MAGA account. This is from an account called Good Liars. They do like a satirical political breakdown. A lot of things they do is they like to go to Trump rallies or events where MAGA is at and ask them questions. And oh my God, see, this is why I kept telling everybody these people vote. It doesn't matter how dumb you are in America, you still have the right to vote, even if you don't even understand a goddamn thing about how the government works. You get to vote, and your vote is just as good as somebody that does know how the government works. It's amazing how that is. But here's
horrifying.
This is great.
Is the Earth round or flat?
The Earth's flat.
Do you think the Earth is round or flat?
I know we didn't go to the moon.
We didn't go to the moon?
No, we didn't go to the moon.
Why do you say that?
Because you can't get out of the atmosphere.
Round or flat?
I'm not really sure.
You're not sure? Could be flat?
Could be.
Earth round or flat?
Well, you know the answer to that. Can you tell me what you think?
Please answer me, please.
No, because I want to know. Tell me. Because
I believe the Earth is round.
From NASA pictures, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know of CGI, right?
I've heard of CGI, yeah.
Yeah. So I believe in the Bible and Genesis under the dome. It plainly tells you there, under firmament, dome.
So I love science fiction. I have my whole life. I was born in 1981, and in the early 80s, I'm going to say there really wasn't any CGI because the movies were still done with miniatures and film tricks. I love sci-fi in the 90s because it's when we got CGI, and it was awful. Even by the standards of the day in which it was groundbreaking, CGI was terrible. So when we landed on the moon in the 60s and we didn't have digital computers
at all,
we could not physically create computer generated images because all they did were just fancy calculators.
What year did let me look this up. I'm curious. Okay, you know what? We're gonna do a Google search real quick. Give me 1 second.
I'm trying to understand
what year or what century did we figure out the Earth was round?
Oh no, I know the answer to that.
Oh, what is it?
I don't know the exact date, but I know a wonderful story that I learned from Carl Sagan, who is one of the greatest teachers we have ever produced in humanity. And it was thousands of years ago, right? We like to pretend and teach people that the world was flat until Columbus just happened to sail into another one and didn't fall off the planet. What they did was, I forgot what person it was. They basically noticed that shadows change length throughout the day, and they basically measured the shadows of sticks at certain intervals for miles, hundreds of miles, and they were able to, within a few thousand feet, measure the circumference of the Earth without ever having seen a picture of a round Earth.
Officially, the Greeks discovered, the ancient Greek philosophers, in the 5th century BC.
Like, come on.
Before Christ.
Come on.
And MAGA is still there. I don't know. Is the Earth round or flat? Maybe they had CGI back in
the pyramids.
BC.
The pyramids are 5,000 years old, and 2,500 years ago, give or take, we already knew that the Earth wasn't flat. But since we burned down all of the culture before Christianity, everyone forgot what the old ancient world knew and went, I don't know, I'm scared, got to read the book.
Oh my God, it hurts my head to
they
think
vote.
That some people are out there. They
huge
vote.
Numbers.
There's some people out there just go, yeah, Earth is flat. I can't feel myself spinning around, so it must be flat.
Oh my God.
Okay. So the next two videos are of the same person, and let me just say before, these videos pissed me off to no end. The account name is Kendall_Rich, I believe it is, or Kendall Rich is her name. A very privileged, she's probably one of the most privileged groups in America, pretty white women. Okay. This woman has no self-awareness whatsoever. And I looked through her TikTok a little bit. She does have daughters, and she is a devoted Trump supporter. So the first one I'm going to show you just shows just how heartless these MAGA women are. Okay. This one's going to blow you away. The second one is even worse. This is her pretending to make an apology, and this is being a complete and total, I can't say, for reasons, community guidelines and such. But the word I want to use rhymes with punt.
Okay. So I owe you guys an apology. I can own up to something when I make a mistake. So I'm going to make a public apology. Hopefully you'll accept it and we can move on. And I want to show you what transformed my life and what changed me to come to this realization to apologize. This book. It's probably coming up backwards, but it says Reasons to Vote Democrat. Here's all the chapters. I'm sorry, table of contents. Chapters. Economic policy. This is going to give you all the reasons. Every single page is empty. Sorry, you guys, I had to.
Did she buy that?
Yes, and she's promoting that
book.
She bought a blank book to troll us, I guess. So yeah, she spent actual money on a book that doesn't have anything in it. But the worst part about this that pissed me off is she is telling people to buy this as a Christmas gift to give to people, and you're like that voted for Democrats.
The irony of her not even knowing how to open a book. She couldn't even tell what the pages were. She didn't even know what a table of contents is.
I know.
But the irony of a MAGA giving a blank book to another MAGA to laugh about it is beautiful when it's a group of people that burn books that have actual words and actual value.
Yeah. If she wants you to buy it, she's gonna give it to a Democrat friend who voted for like Kamala Harris and stuff like that. Like that's her idea of a joke, I guess.
Okay, I mean the joke's on you when you have no rights and you're in chains in your own home. But it's okay.
Speaking of which, the next video is just the icing on the freaking white lady cake.
Oh.
here's her like screaming, saying, "You haven't lost your rights. What are you freaking out about? We can still have jobs." Like, she's talking about present tense. She is not talking about after Donald Trump. Like, yes, right now everything's the same because Donald Trump has not taken off. He's not taken over yet. So yes, everything is still the same, obviously.
But also, like, obviously we didn't watch the video yet, so I'll be brief, but like having jobs and having the right to your own body are not equivalent. They're not going to like lock you in the house right away, and maybe they won't get to that, but you won't have a right to your body. Oh wait, already. So like, what?
And keep in mind, she has daughters, so she voted away her own daughter's rights.
For a
So
group
if
that
her
says they
daughter-
love their kids, they do
Right.
everything they can to hurt their kids.
Right. So when they ban abortion nationally, which is what they want to do, if one of her daughters in the future has a medical emergency or maybe there's a problem with the fetus that she needs an abortion to save her own life, and the doctor says, no, we can't do that because your mom voted for Donald Trump. Maybe that
Don't say
could
it
maybe
won't happen.
Right.
It's already happening.
It's happening all over the country.
I am going to say this as nicely as I can. Please excuse the language. What fucking rights are you losing as a woman? I'll wait. What rights? What rights are you losing? Why are you boohooing on the internet and saying that you're losing your rights as a woman? Tell me. You're losing nothing. Nothing. Can you work? Yes. Can you still make money? Yes. Can you get married? Yes. Can you get divorced? Yes. Can you have children? Yes. Can you have one child? Yes. Can you have 5 children? Yes. 5 children? Yes. Can you have 5 boyfriends? Yes. Can you run for office? Yes. Can you own a business? Yes. Can you be CEA, CEO, CFO, all the things? Yes. Oh, can you have an abortion? Yes. What if you're R word? Can you have an abortion? Yes. What if you're going to lose your life? Can you have an abortion? Yes. What incest? Yes. All the extenuating circumstances. Yes, 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 yes. You're losing nothing. Sit back. Enjoy the next 4 years of your life getting better for you and your daughters.
So this is a perfect example of that person has never once in their adult life ever watched any source of information that was not like One American News Network or like some Tucker Carlson thing. Because if she were to watch other things, she'd know that the overturning of Roe literally meant that now women don't have an assumed right to an abortion. And in several states, women have been dying because they've been denied medical abortions, which are one of the ones you said are cool. Wow. Also, you won't have the right to divorce because they're already trying to pass laws to get rid of no-fault divorce. But you would know that if you, I don't know, Googled anything instead of just going, my aunt on Facebook told me this, I'm going to make a TikTok video.
Right. This is a perfect example of somebody that has no clue what's going on, but
she has no idea.
Thinks they know what is going on. She's clueless and she has money, or you know what I mean? She's very privileged. So all of her opinions should be taken with a grain of salt.
Get out of your gated neighborhood and go spend a day with people who actually have to suffer through the life you voted for.
Okay, so the last video I have is a woman who is apparently excited that Donald Trump is now suing people for defamation. See, ABC News decided to roll over and play dead and pay Donald Trump $15 million on some bullshit defamation case, which they would have won because apparently Donald Trump doesn't like being called a rapist. But the problem is the reason we call him that is because that's what a judge said he is. The judge clarified that, yes, Donald Trump is that. So how is it defamation if we're just repeating what a judge says?
What it is Trump's old game of suing people into oblivion because he can outspend the lawyer fees. That's
Right,
all this
so
is.
remember, MAGA is all about the First Amendment, but now this idiot is happy that Donald Trump is suing people for exercising their First Amendment right. Again, the First Amendment will no longer exist. Neither will the Second Amendment.
And also, just to be sure, defamation itself is a thing you are not allowed to do. But Donald Trump is going to be suing people not for defamation, but for stuff he just doesn't like them saying about him, and
Right.
he'll call it defamation. But we're going to have you on that because we're going to explain that. Not in this video, but we're going to get to it.
We definitely are. So yeah, it's exactly what the problem is people are going to get sued for saying factual things about Donald Trump, evidence, testimonies, all that stuff. And they're going to get sued just for saying things that are true.
Yep.
Which is freaking insane. This is dictatorship stuff. This is straight up fascism.
The people in Iowa, their newspaper, which had a very, very good pollster who got me right all the time. And then just before the election, she said I was going to lose by 3 or 4 points, and it became the biggest story all over the world. That was the Des Moines Register, and it was their parent. And in my opinion, it was fraud, and it was election interference.
2 or so days ago, Ann Sutzer tweeted out that she is just flabbergasted that they're saying she broke the law, but she was breaking the law because polls do have an influence on how voters are going to vote or whether or not they're actually going to go out and vote at all. She quit like 2 days after the election was over, and so they're going to sue her. But that's not all. He is also suing 60 Minutes for editing Kamala Harris's pre-election interview to put in words to make her sound more smart.
We're filing one on 60 Minutes, you know about that, where they took Kamala's answer, which was a crazy answer, a horrible answer, and they took the whole answer out.
Now, this comes just a week after ABC agreed to pay out $15 million to Donald Trump for suggesting that he was a apist ray. And I anticipate there to be many, many more lawsuits. There were a lot of people that said some really disparaging things, people of high profile that said some disparaging and very untrue things about Donald Trump. So if you are worried about him being president of the United States because you think he's going to go after his end, you're probably one of those people. Stop lying on the internet.
They don't know what defamation means. They don't understand any of this. They just think anyone who says anything bad about Trump is doing something illegal. There's no more thought behind it. There's no more understanding of reality, of law, of anything. They just think they get kicks out of watching Trump attack people legally. Which is funny because most of these people hate lawyers, right? They'll be we hate them lawyers. They're trying to, and all this guy does is lawyer people into oblivion, and they love it.
So I also wanted to point out, Donald Trump's going to talk about suing 60 Minutes for an edit that never happened. Okay, there's no evidence.
No.
If anything, there's evidence to the contrary, but there's no evidence that 60 Minutes edited a video. Why would they need to edit a video of Kamala Harris interview? She's one of the most intelligent people that I think we've ever had run for office. One of the most qualified people we've ever had run for office. This is idiotic, and he's going to sue them for an edit that never happened.
If you ask people that understand how bad lawsuits have gotten in this country, you will hear the words tort reform. Millionaires and billionaires abuse the crap out of it to get their way because they can outspend the lawyer fees on everyone else.
Exactly.
Okay?
Exactly.
Now, just because someone says something mean about you, that is not defamation. Again, we will go over this in another video this week, but I'm telling you, he's telling you right now that he is just going to attack anyone, private citizens, news organizations, anyone that says anything bad about him. And guess what? The news organizations can pay and then go, oh, we're sorry. But when he comes after you, when he comes after us, when he comes after the normal average private citizens who can't afford to defend themselves, people are going to understand what tort reform is about. And that's when you have judges that allow these lawsuits to go through when they're clearly baseless. A 60 Minutes interview is not defamation if she goes, hey, Donald Trump did this thing that I could prove. You have to prove that it's defamation. Donald Trump cannot prove it's defamation because he doesn't even know what the word means.
And this is his MO. You know how many lawsuits Donald Trump has been, thousands of lawsuits Donald Trump has been involved in over the years. It's ridiculous. It's what all these high-end assholes do.
High-end asshole. I love that term.
Yeah, but these people are all celebrating on TikTok, Twitter, all the right-wing cesspools. Facebook is another one. But yeah, it's cringy. It's weird. They're
celebrating the death of freedom.
Yeah, let them celebrate. You know what I mean? Let them celebrate, because eventually they're gonna find out. They effed around, and they're gonna be finding out very, very soon. Especially Kendall Rich. She is in for a world of hurt because she has no clue, obviously, what's coming. Like most of these MAGA idiots, they have no idea what's coming. They don't have a clue what they voted for. They just voted for Trump to own the libs.
They voted for the brand. They voted. That's what you could tell from all these videos by all these goofballs proudly proclaiming how stupid they are. They voted for the grift. Okay. Yeah. They voted for the we're going to raise tariffs. Forget that they don't even know what tariffs are. He now said, tariffs won't do anything. I can't lower prices. You voted for the grift. If MAGA-Tok teaches us anything, it's that stupid people vote in large numbers.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So, but that's it. That's all we have for this episode of MAGA-Tok, the cringiest place on the internet. We'll probably be back in a couple of weeks with another episode because they just keep making videos for us to make fun of.
Until it's banned, so we'll keep doing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, TikTok, the leader of TikTok, is meeting with Donald Trump, and all he has to do is throw money at him, and he'll unban TikTok. That's all you have to do with Donald Trump.
Yeah, that's it.
And and I also find it very odd that as soon as he puts out a message saying that anybody that donates or contributes more than $1 billion, they can bypass literally every environmental regulation. Now, all of a sudden, we got Japan trying to invest $100 billion into the United States. Suspect. Or is it coincidence?
Maybe they'll make some videos about it.
Yeah, so that's it. That's it for this episode. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. Share the video with your friends. Share it on other platforms. There's all kinds of ways you guys can support us now. You can also donate if you want to. We are trying to get some official studio equipment so we can have a proper operation. The GoFundMe link is in the description of the video. Other than that, we love you all. Thank you all for the support so far. We're going to keep on going until we're forced to stop. So other than that, we love you all, and we'll talk to you soon.